Hi guys, it's now 4 minutes past 1 on the 3rd of June. I'd just like to talk about my upcoming trial. It's on the 15th of July. I don't know whether it's morning or afternoon. I've talked about it briefly in the last clip I've just uploaded to Instagram. There's lots of areas within this, well, you could call it, it's meant to be a court of law, but it's more like a bloody, well, it can be all sorts of things. I've got plenty of experience within this field. I've had about over 100 hearings, some of which have been miracles, like so perfect that you can't believe they just happened. Other ones have been put off because to gather further information, or that I've won the hearing but they need to find accommodation. There's 3 routes you could go down, and then there's obviously no, you're not going anywhere because we think you're an arsehole or a scumbag or a lowlife, or they'll say you're not fit to be in society, and that's a very common one, particularly since Conservative rule took over. I'm not blaming the Conservatives completely because I don't know who to blame really. Maybe the Conservatives are a bit, their ethos, their beliefs are of one of, you would do as we say. This is the way it is and you just have to accept that. And I've got no real gripes with the government at all really, apart from the fact that there is strange stuff going on, but you just have to believe that good will triumph over evil, and whoever's behind these little games that get played hopefully don't mean any harm. And that, for example, with this tenancy business, I'm extremely confused about, well, I'm not going to say I'm extremely confused because that's how people win. I'm not confused. Somehow the messages have turned up from when I originally came into Nottingham. So obviously someone somewhere, I'm not going to say they're on my side because I don't know, but they've given me a little bit of help and a little bit of evidence that proves that the day, the date and where, there's a little bit of, I don't know if you call it evidence, because this guy I spoke to called Reese, or whatever his name was, from the council, I didn't get on with the bloke. I found him very dismissive, I found him very ignorant, and he just basically ignored my point of view, and basically virtually told me that, I was kind of not wasting my time, but he said without evidence it's very hard to actually, I don't believe him, and I still don't believe him. I think he's just someone who doesn't care, and that's what it boils down to. He doesn't care. Now Karen, on the other hand, I think that's her name, she's a lovely lady, and like I said to my mother last night, there is still a lot of good and bad everywhere. It's not all bad. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not all negative. There are bits of light and bits of hope, and there are still good people out there who mean well, who have got hearts, who are mentally want to help people, a bit like me, you know. And it actually felt like when I was in the Highbury unit and the week before I got brought into the Highbury, that people were using the fact that I was trying to help people against me. Not everyone, and maybe not intentionally, and maybe not knowing, you know, like deliberately there to do that. Do you understand it? That, you know, even though that's what it felt like. That might sound a bit complicated, you know, you may have to think about that one for a second, but, you know, since January, you know, like obviously my neighbour said, you know, we can't go back to the 70s where everyone leaves their doors open and they all invite each other in, and, you know, because then you've got the London gangster films, and you're where, you know, there are still a lot of heavy, nasty individuals out there that do want to cause people harm, fear, alarm, distress, pain, suffering, and all the rest of it. I mean, you know, I was only walking through Leicester City Centre the other day, and, you know, it all went a bit off on one over women, and drink, women and heat can equal a lot of violence and a lot of trouble and a lot of long sentences. So, you know, I'm very wary, extremely wary about how I feel, because how I feel is affecting what's going on around me. And I keep quiet, I keep calm. Sometimes I say mantras, you know, I've done a lot of meditation lately, I've done a lot of you know, the Buddhism stuff, which my little nan used to do. I'm trying a lot of different methods to I don't really like using that word survive at the moment, because, you know, survival is kind of like you've got it hard, and some days I've got it extremely hard, particularly during the week here. You know, it's a minefield walking on, you know, and I've got to keep thinking about, you know, one thing I want to discuss with the doctor the most is this word called mood. Now, I've just Googled it, and it can mean enthusiastic, it can mean about 20 different positive things and about 20 different negative things. So, you know, I'd like to know how this, I'm getting a bit bored using that word concept, but concept was born, you know, like mood disorder, because I don't think there's any such thing. It's just literally a word that's been plucked out of the sky to put a whole new range of medications on the market. And like my mum says, the one I'm on is meant to be used for epilepsy, and it just drains you of your chemicals. You know, you feel dry like Gandhi's flip-flops, you know, that sort of within your body. You know, that's the one of the effects it has. It also spaces you out, it also makes you feel dizzy. It's, you know, it's not a nice substance, and so that's one area I want to deal with him. I think I've already talked about the other areas as well. The fact that usually when you walk into a hospital, when you see a doctor for the first time, he'll ask you about where you've been, what you've been doing, you know, what's led up to this. You know, you have a calm, happy, and you build a relationship. That and 9/11, that doesn't seem to happen here. Well, it hasn't happened here, full stop. I don't know about it doesn't seem to happen. It just doesn't happen here at all. He comes in, he dictates to you, rah, 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 you're doing this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and then out the door you go. It's obviously the way it works here, but it doesn't work, you know, because, and it's made me quite angry saying that's the way it works here, because, you know, you know, like, that's no way that's no way of dealing with the situation. You need to you need to kind of have a relationship with the guy, do you know what I mean? And he needs to spend more time on each individual case. And, you know, if he hasn't got the time, then time needs to be made blatantly, urgently, and fucking importantly. Because, you know, him just throwing his weight around and, you know, dictating what this and this, and without even discussing it, or, you know, or even going over it, or anything else, is just complete and utter degradation and pointless and dangerous. But, you know, literally dangerous, because, you know, the guy's just a fly-by-night, wannabe, high-powered, clueless clown who fucking needs a major fucking wake-up call. Yeah, 11:11. I don't know, I feel like carrying on, but you know, I'm just gonna make sure tomorrow that I say my piece, a bit like I did last week. Yeah, like I said, the only downside is the fact that I didn't lose my cool, but I'm glad I did it, because she deserved it. I didn't hit her, I didn't slap her, I just grabbed the doorknob and pulled the door away from her. And she's made some cock and bull story up about her having a mark, you know, going to A&E and all this shit. It's a load of crap. Which obviously leaves me not in a good position if that's going to be discussed, which it probably will be. Which obviously makes me look like the bad one, which, you know, could provide knock-on effects. It puts me in not a weak position, but it puts me in a bit of a vulnerable position. But this is all down to me trying to get to the bank, like I've said in different videos and like I've written down. You know, being told one thing on Tuesday, another thing on Wednesday, another thing on Thursday, and then thinking that Friday was the day, you know. And like I said, they suck you in. They kind of lull you into this melancholy sort of state where everything's okay, but really it's brainwashing and mind control is what's really going on. And that is the truth. So yeah, I'm going to discuss this mood. We're going to talk about what happened with that woman and the reasons why. And also, to be honest, and I know this probably isn't going to happen, but it would be nice for him just to say, look, Matthew, you know, if we discussed enough about Nottingham and the way my life was there, and going back to what Waverley Road between August and December, and the Bracton, if you want to talk about that, and Shooters Hill, and, you know, anything in my life he wants to pluck out, I could go into great detail about, and probably shock him with the truth, you know, about who I am. Because I don't know what his opinion is of me, and to be honest, I don't think he actually has an opinion. I don't think he thinks about anything enough to warrant an opinion. You know, I don't think he actually thinks about us. I don't know. I mean, I used to think he had a negative view of me, but I'm not sure if it even enters his mind. Which is worrying again, because, you know, he's writing documents which are officially going to a board, a panel, who are making a decision on my life, on whether I need to be in a secure, locked up environment for the protection of myself and others, and for health and safety and danger, or whether, you know, the way things were in Nottingham can continue. Now, I'm not sure about that answer, to be honest, but it's got to be better than staying here under these conditions, and that's what it boils down to, you know. And they will probably say that the conditions here is a better option than me because of what has gone on in Nottingham and the way it is there. They will probably say to go along with the way things are here, which means really I'm wasting my time. But it is literally just, you know, the boredom. I mean, I've got my phone, you know, I can play I love Asphalt 8, I love Asphalt 9, I love Brothers in Arms, I love Call of Duty, you know, I like making these videos, I like being popular, who doesn't? You know, well, I already said I like making people happy, you know, but this is, you know, anyway, I don't know more to say. I mean, you know, I don't know how this is going to go down, you know, I really don't, and, you know, I've got to try and get this guy to realise that, and, you know, the first step is to discuss Nottingham, and for him to open his mind up and not say, oh, I've got someone else to see, No, I'm sorry, doctor, it's not good enough. You have to spend at least a couple of hours with me discussing in great detail the way things were and have been in my life. That is the proper service I require, and not just bully me with, you're going on this injection, we're going to increase this, rah 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 rah, you'll get back to all this shit, rah 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 rah, you know, because it means nothing, and nothing ever gets done, nothing ever gets worked on, and you just spend the next week doing nothing. And that has been the rewinding, the common pattern over the past 3 weeks. He says something, doesn't get done, and then you just go back into a malaise of giving up, not caring, not washing, you know, becoming complacent and not interested in life. And that is not what I want, not to keep happening. And the only way to do that, like I said, is to say to this doctor, who are you? What's your job title? What is your goals for people in this area, this level of security, or whatever you want to call it? You know, and what is the bottom line here on what you're looking for, and what are your goals, and are you here for the right route? You know, are you here to help people? And if you are, then prove it. And by proving it means listening, understanding, realising, and not just pushing me aside and ignoring me and not taking on board what I'm saying. You know, because I don't know what they can put on here really. You know, they've got these mats, and you know, there's no real there's nowhere really to sunbathe, or I'm not going to say it's tough here, but it can be very difficult. So I don't know whether I'm changing my mind on this tribunal, to be honest, because it's, you know, they're not gonna, it's not gonna happen. And the only reason I want it to happen, if I'm honest, is boredom. And that's the end of it, you know, it's just having nothing to do. So I don't think this is gonna go up on Instagram, it's too long, but I'm gonna put it on YouTube. You know, I don't wanna, you know, you get worried, you get concerned, you think to yourself, is this ever gonna come to an end? And, you know, that's what worries me the most. So, I hope you enjoyed this clip, and there will be more to come. Alright then, lots of love guys, take care, bye bye.